All right, today I'm going to show you how to be authentic on social media without feeling like you sold your soul. All right, so we've all heard it. Be authentic, go there, put yourself out there. Before I talk about how to be authentic, I want to talk about what being authentic is not. Number one, it is not a Chumbawamba song. I'm going to date myself here, but nobody wants to hear about how you got knocked down and you got up again. Too many of these stories are on the internet. In fact, LinkedIn, if you're watching this, you know who you are. These posts are all the same. It's, I went through hard things and then I got knocked down, but oh boy, did I get up in the end. And it's amazing. Everyone tell me I'm great. This is not being authentic. This is what we call sympathy bait. This gets people to like your content and say, yay. But very much in, like in the South, they say, oh, bless their heart. And it's super passive aggressive like that. That's what people are doing when you put out that type of content and they say, yay, you're the best. You can do anything. They're not actually moving you into a category where they see you as a trusted expert or somebody they would buy from. They're putting you in the, oh, that's nice category. You don't want to be there. Number two on what authenticity is not. It is not playing a character. Look, just because somebody in your industry cusses a lot on camera or because Steve Jobs was an ass, that doesn't mean you have to be. So you want to be yourself. And what I tell people is be yourself plus 10%. If it feels like you're playing a character online and you're acting like what you see everybody else do, you're imitating and it'll come off as such. It's so easy to read through imitation. It's also very exhausting for you as the creator to keep up with. And we might have all tried these hats on when we're creating content. And I'm going to sound like this person, or I'm going to take this framework and I'm going to do that. Not the move. All right, number three, being authentic doesn't mean oversharing and sharing everything about your life. You want to share what helps your business, right? I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, football fan, love it. Played football my whole life, big fan. I don't talk about football on my social media, and I understand the irony of it doing it in this video, but I don't give my takes on the free agent signings or who they're playing in week 2. That doesn't end up on my social. What I do is I talk about things relating to social media, running a social media agency, maybe experiences with entrepreneurship. That's kind of it. That's where I live. I don't need to overshare because you didn't come to this channel to hear my football takes and you didn't come to my feed to get that either. So think about that in your own way or with your company or your brand. People are coming and seeing your content and they're searching for it for a particular reason. Give them what they came for. All right, number 4, copying frameworks or manufacturing stories. Like, I'm going to see if I can find it, but we might have all seen that post where it's like on LinkedIn, a person goes, oh, I walked by a dog and I gave this dog a meal. And then the next day I went in for an interview and, I was late to the interview. I was 30 minutes late, but I get in there and little did I know when I went in for the interview, I thought it was going to go the bad way. But that dog that I gave food the day before, they were actually the CEO of the company. And now that dog hired me and I make X amount of dollars per year. That is the type of content that we see on the internet that we all go, okay, I need to either break my laptop in half or run my head through a wall because this content is so bad. We don't want to create that. So don't manufacture stories. Don't lie. Did something really happen to you? Okay, talk about it. If it didn't, okay, don't talk about it. Then when we look at it, you don't need to do like a framework, or if you could see something that one person is posting I did thing A, but thing B was the real thing that I needed. So here's what I learned in a 3-step process. You don't need to do that. Write what you think works, test things out, but don't think I'm going to copy and paste content frameworks and just apply a made up story and that's going to work. Okay, so now we got to the point, right? I've done my what authenticity isn't. Let's talk about what authenticity is. Number 1, a personal story with a lesson that is applicable to your audience. This is, if you went through and did something, you tried it out, you have some useful insights, and you can give your audience a concrete tip from that story that pertains to something that you talk about, that's valuable. That's being authentic. So for example, I'll tell you right now, in 2017, I wrote 54 articles for Inc. magazine, and I saw under the hood, I saw all of the metrics, and here's what I learned. 1, that website doesn't get as many views as you think. But 2, if content is good enough for Inc. or Entrepreneur or some other blog, it's good enough for your own site. So if you're doubting it, put it on your own site first. You should get everything and all the benefits from posting that, not a third-party publisher. Okay, that's the lesson I learned, right? That it was more valuable to put my blog content on my company blog versus going out and just giving it away for free to third-party publishers. All right, the number 2 way to be authentic, being a subject matter expert. What I mean by this, if you hold a PhD in something, something, you have earned the credentials to talk about it however and whenever you want. Congrats. Those people on social media, if you can demonstrate expertise through either credentials, years of experience, or past work, that gives you the authority, it should internally, to talk about that. And externally, when we see a physician or someone who's studied something, they talk about it, they can do so from a very intelligent place, backed in research, etc. That's them being authentic, right? They've went through the fire, so to speak. They've come out the other side. They have the knowledge. That's what they can share. That's what you can share. You have domain expertise right now. Even though you might not think so, you have it. What you think is minuscule, not important, is so important to other people. They don't know it, right? So that specialty, that domain expertise you have, very valuable. All right, number 3. I love this one. And this is to be an explorer, or take the mindset of explorer with your content. So that can be, hey, I'm going to test out these 4 softwares over the next 2 months, and I'm going to report back with my findings. So you're showing the audience, you're like, look, I'm not an expert at email softwares, but I'm going to try out all this email software. And then I'm just going to write about what I thought was the best, what I didn't like, what was maybe surprising and really helpful. Okay, now I'm exploring a topic. I'm putting it out there that I'm exploring it, and the viewer can come along for the ride. I'm not coming from a place of authority, but I'm coming from a place of authenticity with my experience as I go to explore a topic that my viewer might also be interested in. All right, that's it. Those are the 3. That's how I think you can be more authentic in a actual specific way online, and the ways to avoid it, right? The ways that are not. So if you like this one, hit that like button below. Also share this with a friend. That goes a long way with us. I'm Jordan Shelton, and I'll catch you next time.